our goal today is really two things. First, we are here to listen. Hopefully we will hear ideas that we can craft into legislation or craft into public policy that will create a win-win for everyone. The notion that this is a north-south split, or the notion that this is the casino industry versus the horse racing industry, or the gambling industry versus Xanadu, is not what we are about today. If we do this right, and I believe we will do this right, in cooperation with my colleagues here on the panel, as well as the other members of the legislature present, along with the administration, we will find a way to save and strengthen the horse racing industry, find a way to save and strengthen the casino industry, and at the same time find a way to get Xanadu finished. So that's our goal of not just today, but this entire process.
As the mayor said, I too want to welcome you all here to Bergen County, the largest county in terms of population, and you are right here in the Meadowlands, and this really is the economic engine for not only Bergen County, but I believe for the entire state. There's so many jobs here at stake. It's important that you are come here, particularly after the Hansen report. I believe the Hansen report was rushed. I believe there was special interest involved in it, and I believe the correct way to hear it all out. It's so important. Giant Stadium right here is the largest private sector investment, I understand, not only in the country but in the world in terms of stadium. Over $1 billion right there. Xanadu is completed and almost ready to go. We need that open. It's going to be open by the time the Super Bowl comes in 2014. We need the support for that. We need more employment here, and it's important that you are all here to hear what everyone has to say, and I think that's the right way to go about a public policy that's so important.
As leaders of the legislature, I don't need to tell you that we're certainly aware of the challenges facing the gaming industry in the state. Upon coming back to the Sports Authority some 2+ years ago, I realized, maybe before I came back, that the racing and the authority had its challenges, as did the casino industry. Much is at stake in terms of economic impact, jobs, state revenue, green acres, and really the quality of life for New Jersey. The good news for the people of New Jersey who are the true beneficiaries of these industries is that we, and I mean we, meaning the legislature, Christie administration, the Hansen Commission, Horsemen, and the authority, worked together this past year to create a successful model for the growth of the thoroughbred racing industry in New Jersey that perhaps may just serve as a model for the rest of the country. That model is the tremendously successful Elite Meet at Monmouth Park, presented by IZOD, and I say presented by IZOD because I want to make a very important point that the IZOD Phillips Van Heusen sponsorship of the Elite Meet in the Haskell was the only meet in the country with a presenting corporate sponsor. And I think it's important that we were able to bring the corporate sponsors to the table, just like other sports have done, and we look to grow that going forward.
It's critical to note that despite the delay in our entertainment retail development project and the issues facing racing, in the years ahead, with the coming online of the retail entertainment product, leveraging that entertainment project with the IZOD Center, we are confident that we're going to drive additional new jobs and new tax revenues to the state in the very short term. In fact, in 2009, over $31 million in direct tax revenues, okay, just from the sports comp, not from additional outside spending, but just for Sports Authority operations alone, we generated over $31 million in tax revenues in 2009. We know what the challenges are. Most immediately is the issue of on-track losses for racetracks. It's been an unsustainable model for years, and the time is overdue to address it. The authority and the Horsemen have been meeting regularly and have every intention of bringing to the legislature and the administration a sustainable model for the racing industry going forward. It will not be easy, but given the success of Monmouth, we'll do our best to create such a model.
My name is Bill Darrow. I'm a managing director at the investment banking firm of Moelis & Company. My firm represents the lenders to the Meadowlands Xanadu complex. We welcome this opportunity to briefly present our plan for completing construction of this significant project and opening for business as soon as possible. As you know, the lenders took control of the project on August 9th, and we immediately set out to select a new developer. This is a key step, and negotiations are now underway with several world-class operators. All of the candidates with whom we are having discussions have significant financial resources, as well as a track record of successful commercial development expertise and leasing with multifaceted projects of a similar size and scope. We expect to name the new developer in the very near future. In the meantime, to ensure that the property is maintained at the highest standards until the new operator is chosen, we have hired Jones Lang LaSalle, one of the largest commercial property managers in the industry, to protect and oversee the property on a day-to-day basis.
My name is Nicholas Amato. I'm representing particular interests in this ongoing dialogue between the horse racing industry and the casino industry. Senator Caputo I've known for many, many years, especially when he was involved in casinos back in Atlantic City. Invited me to come here today to give my experience from having various positions in the casino industry and give some insight. So if you indulge me, I give you my thoughts. I'm happy to share the insights I've gathered from my experience as a county executive, as the executive director of the Casino Reinvestment Development Authority, as the president of the Jersey Casino Association, as a former executive of Trump Hotel and Casinos, a former general counsel of Resorts International, and yes, about 20 years ago, I bred and raced standard grades. As I said, I'm here representing no particular interest. What you're doing here is important, and I commend all of you. Both the casino industry and the horse racing industry are in serious decline. The horse racing industry has been in decline for decades, despite the best efforts of horsemen in the state. Attendance at tracks have been dwindling. The casino industry has witnessed revenues and uncertain economic, declining revenues and uncertain economic future for the past 3 years. The casino industry has witnessed declining revenues and uncertain economic future for the past 3 years. Projects in Atlantic City, once though vibrant and viable, now sit in a state of limbo, while places like Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, on the riverboat in Philadelphia, and in the Poconos are drawing customers from throughout the region. The decline of these revenues in these industries has stifled employment and threatened the future not only of the thousands of New Jerseyans who work in these industries, but an even greater number who are affected by the economic condition of the industry. Beyond the fact that both of these industries are in decline and involve wagering, they have little in common. I strongly believe that a new paradigm needs to be embraced if we're going to find solutions to address the continued decline in both these industries. Right, the Hilton's on a respirator, all right? And Sands is closed. And Morgan Stanley is walking away from close to $1 billion. These are all admitted facts, but it doesn't mean necessarily, ergo, that putting a casino up here is going to happen. Let's face it, people will come here to play the slots, whether there's horses or not.
So let me further add by saying, seeing so many men and women of the trades here today reminds all of us the stark reality that this economy is still struggling, and tells us the importance of the work of this committee with regards to working on legislative issues that can help move New Jersey forward, help us prosper, and to focus on this gaming and entertainment industry, which is so important to the state, the people of New Jersey, and working families. So this theme continues to be about what can we do to do better, to make New Jersey better positioned to retain jobs and to create jobs.